Hi, I'm Terry Brock. This week we're going to talk about a very important topic of relationship marketing and how relationship marketing is very much like relationship farming. That's right, relationship farming. I often think that business is a lot like farming. We often hear in business that people will talk about war, and I know Sun Tzu wrote a book on the art of war, and a lot of people use that in business, and they'll say that business is combat. They'll say, oh yeah, it's out there, you got to kill, and you got to get those competition, and beat them up, and those kind of things. And I thought, I don't know if that's such a really good explanation of business, because when you think about it, war is about killing and destroying. That's really what war is, and even if you win, you lose a lot. I think a much better analogy is farming, where you create, you grow, you nurture. That's really what business and marketing is all about. So relationship farming is a lot better concept and way to look at life. I think that as we see ourselves as farmers who study the soil, you look at what's there, you understand nature, water, how water is a very important part of life, how inducing life and nurturing it is really very important for farmers, for creating the food that we all eat, as well as for marketing. Because when you can market effectively, and when you can stay in touch with people, and you can have that nurture marketing. You take care of people. You are there with a little bit of just the right amount of water. And you don't come in with a fire hose and blast the poor little plant. You know, you'd kill it. But instead what you do is you show a little bit, just the right amount of moisture. You put some nutrients in the soil to make sure it has the nutrients that it needs to grow. And occasionally you provide some manure. And believe me, life is full of that as well. We see all kinds of different things that are available. And you know, as you do that, you find that you can really see the analogies between farming and marketing. It was interesting, as I was thinking about that and writing my column for this for you today, I had a chance to have lunch with a really great guy who's also a farmer, professional speaker, and he happened to own the land where Disney World is located today. Matter of fact, he tells me that the place where the Magic Kingdom Castle is today, it's where he put the dumpster because that was the highest point on the land. But Lowell Teal, the person that we're going to talk to, talks about farming and some of the other ways that farming relates to marketing, how you share resources, how you do many other things. Listen to this interview that I had with Lowell Teal. When you're talking about relationship marketing and relationship farming, it's a good idea to draw analogies from the real world to see that. And to do that, I have a very famous farmer here. He's a public speaker, professional speaker. He also owns some land that was owned by a little outfit called Disney World before they came in. But Lowell Teal is someone who's worked at agriculture and citrus in Florida for many years. He knows it real well, and he joins us here, right here at lunch in Orlando. Lowell, thanks for being with us.
Well, it's my pleasure to be with you.
Well, I wanted to ask you, you said that you had worked before in farming and that there was a lot of similarities between that and relationship marketing and ways that sharing took place. Tell me about what you were mentioning before.
Well, there's every indication that all of farming is relationship, from marketing, helping each other harvest their crops, all the way to growing. We own equipment together. You own the spray machine, I own the tractor that pulls it, and we swap back and forth. We help each other fence cattle land. We help each other spray orange groves. We help each other fertilize orange groves. We help each other do all of the various things that is required of a farmer. And relationship farming is something that all of us are very much aware of, including the fact that relationship farming even is applicable to wildlife, because after all, a farm is the wildlife conservation person's greatest asset.
Well, that makes sense, because what you're doing there is you're talking about the various things that are helpful to each other. You're sharing resources, much like in business. You don't necessarily have to own things. You can share it with others, and you swap back and forth. Now, you've talked about that also in other areas, and I'm not going to let you get away from us without telling us about your book that I happen to bring with me, a great book that I have read and enjoyed immensely called Bath Pond. Matter of fact, let's see if we can get a good shot of that. Bath Pond here, a great book, which is a novel, but contains a lot of interesting things about the way the world works and the way things have been done in agriculture and farming. Tell us a little bit about Bath Pond.
Bath Pond actually is a vertical marketing structure of Central Florida agriculture. Historically, it's correct. It happens to be fiction, but there are very real personalities in the book and it develops the citrus, the vegetable, the cattle industry from day one in Central Florida.
So to learn more about that, you can find Bathpod, and I imagine that could be purchased by someone who would want to do that. Where would one go if they wanted to find out about that?
One would simply go to lowellteal.com, and we can do the rest.
All right, and spell that for us, please.
LOWELLTEAL.com.
All right. Well, Lowell, thanks for joining us today, and it's great to have you with us. Isn't that brilliant? Lowell is right that it's an idea of sharing and helping. I think that farming is really a great metaphor for business. And one of the tools that we can use in the relationship farming we use is email. Now, hold on. I know what you're going to say, like, oh, Terry, I'm getting so much email already, too much of this stuff. But email can be very good if it's done properly. I remember back long ago, before email was all out there and everybody using it, I actually would have days where I wanted to get more email. That's right, get just a couple of messages, and I was hoping somebody else would be there. There were not very many people using email, kind of dating myself here. But you know, I find that today you can still get a lot of communication done. You can still connect with people very well when you do the right kind of email for relationship farming and being able to connect with people. Here's what you don't want to do. You wouldn't want to send something out saying, hi, we've got a new widget, it's wonderful, it's great, you need to buy it, and if you buy right now, we can make you a deal, we'll make a deal, etc. You've seen these kind of things, and there's a lot of people out there talking about internet marketing that really give the impression they don't really care. Hey, here's a real good test. Somebody's talking about internet marketing, see how fast you can connect with them personally and directly and talk with them. That is a real key. Sending them an email, find out if they respond themselves. Or better yet, here's a concept, telephone. Give them a holler, find out what's going on if they're really there and if they're a real human being or if it's just some kind of a system that's set up and they're only interested in the money and not really interested in relationships. Now, there's a place for the transactions. There's a place for relationships. Depending on the business model that you have, find those people and align with those that have the model that works for you. That kind of email wouldn't work. Now, here's another way. If instead you say, hey, Bob, we've got a new program out that I think will fit in line with what you were talking about a few months ago when we met. You needed the blue widgets. Well, we've got those now. They told me about it. And, hey, no pressure, but if you'd like, we've got some information on that. Matter of fact, if you act before next Wednesday, they said there's a 50% discount. But, again, it's up to you. No pressure. Hope you're doing well. Hope that Mary and the kids are doing fine, and we'll be in touch. Now, you see, those two types of messages are quite different. One is more based on trying to find the need of that person and really listening to what they said before, relating it to current products versus pushing something on. I think the pushing side is more akin to the combat and the war mentality, whereas nurture marketing, relationship marketing, which lasts in the long term and is much better, is the kind of relationship that we really want. Relationship farming is about connecting with people. Much like relationship marketing, it's about finding out the needs of others before you just try to push something off on them. We see too much of that today with internet marketers and too many other people that are not interested in genuinely helping other people. But as you do that, and you become more of a relationship farmer, employing the right tools, taking care of your crops, you're going to see a very good harvest come through. And by the way, if you'd like to learn more about that, we've got a whole program designed for a full year at a very inexpensive price so that you can find out about relationship marketing, farming, and how these principles apply. We use some of the latest in technology with audio, video, and text so that you're getting all of that. Plus, you've got direct access to answers for your questions. That's right, a real live human being helping. It's all part of the online coaching program, and you can find out about it at terrybrock.com/yoursuccess.htm. So just check that out. And if you got any other questions that I can help you with, by all means, drop me an email. Terry@terrybrock.com is that address, and I will look forward to hearing from you. Hey, hope you have a wonderful day and much success to you in relationship farming.